This tutorial is about creating a sketch in Inventor. So the first thing you do is click on Create a 2D Sketch over here on the left hand side of our ribbon, which is this top area that has all the commands. So on the far left side here, click on Create 2D Sketch and you see you get the three different planes, X, XY, YZ, and ZX. You notice here down here in the left hand corner we have this triad with the X, Y, and Z axes showing how they're situated. Generally speaking, in order for us to have a front view based on our cube over here, our view cube, we're going to click on the XY plane. Unless there's some other reason, some particular reason, you should always click on that. Okay. So now that we've identified that we're going to create a sketch, we have a number of options under the Draw category here for our ribbon. So you can see a line, we have a circle. You can see we have different types of circles we can make. Center point circle, or if you need to contact particular spots, okay, you can have a tangent circle. Same thing with arc. You have a 3-point arc, tangent arc, or center point arc. And it's just going to take time and practice to get used to those. Okay, rectangle, same thing, just different options. Same with spline. Okay, control vertexes, interpolation, bridge curve, so on and so forth. So just for the beginning here, let's create a line. This is just the basics. We create a line. You can see in the middle of my screen there's a blue box with a number inside of it. That number is going to identify the length of the line. Then, depending on where I adjust my line up, you can see that a number of degrees are also coordinated. So it's telling me exactly where it wants to be from my baseline. See, then right now, straight up is 90 degrees, and then go all the way over, 180, so on and so forth, all the way around until I get back to my starting point, 0 degrees. So if I'm going to say create a triangle, start at 0 degrees, I'm going to go out 1 inch, and I can again adjust. I'm not trying to create any particular rectangle, triangle, so I'm just going to create. It goes like this. So this is just the basics. Again, I've got myself basic triangle. Now when I'm finished with my line, the lines I need to make, I can right click and I get a bunch of different options. OK or cancel will take care of this. Generally speaking, OK is good. And then we can move into our dimensioning. So dimension is under constrain. Again, that's called, it's a dimension because it's going to dimensionally constrain our parts. Our first part, our first line here, was 1 inch at the bottom. Please notice how it's blue. Now if I want to make the other ones blue, I can now give them dimensional constraints. Hopefully. So it's supposed to be pulling itself out, showing me a particular dimension. Please notice that you can go up, or straight out. If I want it to be aligned, meaning at the same number of degrees as my line, okay, I'm going to left click and I have options here. So aligned is one of them, vertical or horizontal. So I'm going to click on aligned, and that's going to give me the option of adjusting the dimension of the line. So I want to make that 0.85, make it a little bit longer, okay, and then the other side, also dimension. And again, because I didn't click on it, I can only go up. This is a linear dimension, straight up or straight over, based on the X and Y axes. But again, I'm going to click on aligned here, and I can adjust that to 0.85 as well. Let's adjust the size of that line. So let's do 0.85. That's going to change. And when I'm done dimensioning, you can click OK, cancel, or just hit escape button. So just click OK for now. Alright. So as you notice, I can spin this around as well. So all these things can be practiced. And again, since I'm in this place, I can adjust these. Alright. If I want to put a circle in there, center point circle, I can put a center point circle in the middle. Okay. If I want. I can also then place a rectangle somewhere over here. So these are just practicing our different lines. If we're going to actually create an extrusion using this sketch, we can't have too many different parts and pieces. So this is just kind of playing around with the different How does this whole thing work? What does it mean? So on and so forth. So this is a spline. I can make different things with my spline. Make an oval. I can make wacky shapes. It can be kind of fun to play with. Okay. So anyway, and then if we want to delete something, let's go ahead and delete this part over here. This rectangle. So I can just highlight it. So let's see that. So I escape again. If I create a green box, if I pull my green box over the part from right to left, it'll identify all parts within. And I can just click on the delete button. Okay. Let's create this part. Let's actually make this extrusion. So now that we've worked out through these different things, we've used Sketch, we've played with some of the drawing features over here, drawing commands. Now we're going to click Finish Sketch. So I actually want to make this a 3D part. Right now it's only 2D. Okay. Placing the XY. So now I'm going to add the Z dimension. I have XY, I need Z. So now we have some options for doing that under Create. Okay. For this tutorial, we're just going to use Extrude. So I'm going to click on Extrude. And the first thing to ask is, since I have two different shapes, you can see that I have options for what I want to extrude. In this case, I'm going to do everything except the circle in the middle. Notice how it's gray. The gray will tell me that I've identified that as my profile that I would like to use. All right. And then it's going to give me a certain distance. So then we have profile. We have certain outputs. I could make it so that it was just a shell or a surface. I could also make it so it was solid output. As this is the first drawing, the only thing I can do is this new solid. Okay, and I can do a certain distance to between. We don't have anything we're working with right now, so I can only put in a distance at this time. So I'm going to put in 0.5 inches. Okay, and I notice down just below that, I can also adjust the direction at which it goes. So I can go back, can go both directions, or I can go one direction a certain distance, and in a second direction another distance. Generally speaking, we usually use direction 1 or direction 2, depending on how we've created our sketch, but the symmetric extrusion can come in very handy. So for today, let's just go in direction 2, call it OK, and there we have it. We have our solid part. Okay, using a triangle, making a triangle, and as a profile and a circle within it. Okay, that concludes this. Good luck practicing.